Is that a question you
For
have?
sure. It's just a distinction that, I don't know, I learned it kind of early on, I guess, and I don't
Mhm.
know what's true, what's not true, but the difference between somebody meets their need by treating somebody poorly versus they're trying to meet a need, but can they really meet it if because our needs are interconnected?
Mhm. Yeah. So is that just something you wanted to share, or you just wanted to put it out there, or you had a question, or you had an example?
Well, no, I'm interested in your philosophy on it, your take on it.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's very nuanced, right? Because you said, are they truly meeting needs if others are hurt? And I mean, I want to open up a can of worms, and we could talk about the system of like racism, right? If we bring NVC consciousness to racism, like that system is based on meeting needs, social, political, economic needs, off of exploiting others. Like that's like the large systemic, like that's real wide. So, I mean, in that case, I mean, we're not saying it's right or wrong, but it's just if we talk about needs, that's definitely so. If we bring it to a relationship level, and as I'm speaking, right, this is a collective. We could be thinking about let's take it this way. We have about 15 minutes before our break. If we take it in terms of relationship, I always talk about my wife, right? We just celebrated our 25 years together, and I can talk about early on in a relationship. I didn't even know what it meant. She kept saying I was inconsiderate. Right? I was like a lot of arguments. You're so inconsiderate. You never think about me. And I was like, okay, what am I doing? And oftentimes, say for instance, when I was young, like I would go out with my friends and I wouldn't call. Right? I was meeting my needs of fun, of brotherhood, of exercise, of friendship, and at her expense of trust, of safety, because I had a tendency of not checking in and really disappearing for long periods of time. And it took me a while to realize that I was meeting my need at the expense of, trust in our relationship. So is that clear about the distinction? I mean, she was hurt, she was angry,
Right.
and I
Yeah,
was still
no,
meeting my needs.
it's super clear, and yeah, we just we're just all hurting. I don't know. You were hurting because she was hurting. You you're being called inconsiderate. So how fun is that?
Yeah, no, but I think yes, right. It was, if you talk about we can stay with relationships. I think it was, it just took time for me to understand how when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's a shared reality. And,
Yeah.
and it just took me a while, as right. You can give me all these labels of being a man, or all these labels is fine because I can hear needs. She can call me inconsiderate. She just wanted me to understand about like letting her know like what was going on in my life, letting her know, just informing her. And if I think about oftentimes how I received it, I probably received it as I wanted my autonomy, right? I didn't really know we can get deep. Like I had a misunderstanding of freedom,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I'm 20, 23 years old. I'm freedom. I'm doing what I want to do. Woman, like, don't be calling me. I'm around my friends. I'm like, nah, I don't look. That's not a good look. To say, hold on, fellas, I'm gonna go call my wife. Back then, this is years ago. We didn't even have cell phones, right? So I would have to stop all this fun and find a damn payphone. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I don't know if you guys understand where I'm going. So it was just growing within myself and understanding what real freedom was. Like I didn't have to diminish myself because I was checking in with my wife because we are in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it just took a while for me to understand that.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have any stories as well. I don't want to be the only one sharing my stories.
No, that was really helpful.
Yeah, so it wasn't really, and actually the inconsiderate didn't bother me. I just didn't understand how I was inconsiderate. I didn't get it. I'm like, damn, like, why am I inconsiderate? It makes no sense to me. So, right, this is before I had the skills of NBC consciousness, and I can hear beyond the judgments. But I would really be confused, like, because I kept doing it. I mean, I did it for a while, years, in many different ways. Like, I would be at work, and then, you know, some of my high school students. There was times where I would go. I had high school. I was in high school. We would go like play like basketball, same concept. And I would get so caught up in the moment, right? I was very spontaneous and would just forget about all my accountabilities after work and go play, and then show up at home at 7 o'clock at night, and she would be furious, right? So I had to look at myself, in terms of how to be in a partnership, how to be in a relationship, and what does that mean to kind of keep my identity and my sense of autonomy, but at the same time, have this shared experience with my partner. So it took me years to get that.